Hi everyone, and before I get into today's review, I just want to wish a massive happy birthday to the Avengers Universe's very own Spider-Man, Dan. Complete coincidence that his birthday landed on the UK release date of Spider-Man, so of course for his birthday we had to go see the film, and of course I had to do a review. So, happy birthday Dan, many happy returns, and okay, let's get into this spoiler-free review of Spider-Man. There's something I really want to get off my chest that I feel I need to get out there, and some people agree with me, some people are really not. But we have two really good Spider-Mans, and one just wasn't given the full potential, and that is Andrew Garfield. For me, Andrew Garfield was a very classic Spider-Man to the classic comic books. If you read classic comic book Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield is the epitome of proper Peter Parker and Spider-Man. Tom Holland, on the other hand, great Spider-Man as well, but he's more the ultimate Spider-Man. When you look at Ultimate Spider-Man, the cartoon, comic book, anything like that, that is what Tom Holland represents. I just need to get this off my chest, basically. I think Andrew Garfield is classic Spider-Man and Tom Holland is Ultimate Spider-Man. Anyway, that was just something I need to get out there. So let's get into this review. So, Spider-Man, Far From Home. Second installment by Tom Holland as an independent film in the MCU universe. And is it a good Spider-Man film? Heck yes, it's a good Spider-Man film. It's what we want from a Spider-Man film. It fills in the gaps from Endgame and the fallout from Endgame, which is great. Ties it all in very, very nicely. Do we get to see a lot of action? Heck yes. Do we get to see a really good Spider-Man film? Yes. One of the first things I will pick up on and in the story is that it is, for the first sort of half, and you can see the blatant divide in the film, it is a rom-com for the first part of the film. It is a romantic comedy with a bit of superhero stuff thrown in. And again, it's another coming of age of Spider-Man film. And that is the letdowns in these films. We don't need any more coming of age. I can understand why they've done it, to help wrap up things after Endgame and events of what happened in Endgame. But we've seen enough of these coming of age films for these superhero characters, especially Spider-Man. We don't need it anymore. What we need him to just see is him taking charge now and getting into these roles. However, saying that, it's nice that we're sort of growing up with him, and hopefully in the next future films we're going to see more of him growing up and growing into these roles. So the story is basically, the snap has caused an interdimensional rift into the multiverse, and Earth is now getting attacked by these elementals from a different dimension. And we also have Mysterio come in, who is a hero from one of those other Earths, to help Spider-Man defeat the elementals, with the assistance obviously of Nick Fury and Maria Hill, while he's on vacation, and he takes them all over Europe. Did it work? Yes. The elementals weren't used to their full potential, but to be honest, with the way the story goes and the way things are, without giving any spoilers away, the way the story goes, it works very well. There's nice little Easter eggs even thrown in there to help with the elemental part of things, and references and things like that. So that's really nice, honing back to the comic books. So that's great. So that's really, really good. The visual effects in this are absolutely stunning. The fight scenes are so well put together, so well choreographed. The director has nailed this on that side of things. It was absolutely fantastic. A little bit too CGI-y for my liking. Some of these fight scenes could have just been a little bit less CGI, and you do pick up on it slightly, but it doesn't let go from the great scenes that they are. Really doesn't. And some of the scenes you are following Peter, and it's not like in the Andrew Garfield where you're getting the first person view of him swinging through the streets. It's not like, but you are constantly with him. It's as if you are attached to a drone following him around constantly, and you are constantly in the midst of that battle with Spider-Man, which is absolutely fantastic. So the acting, Tom Holland, as I said, brilliant Ultimate Spider-Man, great actor, plays Peter Parker very well from the Ultimate side. Zatanna, who plays MJ, was really interested in seeing how they were going to develop this, because obviously the outcry of being MJ from when Homecoming we found out that she was MJ, it was such a hark away from the normal MJ. Now there's no denying that there is chemistry between her and Tom Holland outside of off screen, and it is portrayed here greatly in on screen. They're really good friends in real life, and they bounce off each other very, very well. She had some very brilliant comical moments, some of the lines that she came out with, and again, she's developed the character in a way that nobody expected, because I was against this version, her portrayal of MJ when I saw her in Homecoming. I thought, no, this is not the MJ that we know from the comics. I am a classic comic book man, and that's my preference. However, by the end of this film, I'd fallen for her. I thought she was brilliant as MJ, and a brilliant representation of MJ. It's not a classic reference. She's made it her own character, but it works in this universe, and it works very well on screen with Tom Holland. They just bounce off each other, and it's really, really good. A lot of the other characters were really good as well. Obviously Ned, always good with the quick whips, and he's a bit of the comic relief. The only downfall was the teachers. There's the two teachers in this on the school trip, and their comedy parts were sort of shoehorned in, and it felt unnecessary, and it was like they were just trying to fill a bit of time. Now this is one of the shortest Marvel films we've had in quite a long time, and it just felt like they were just trying to extend the time by putting in these teachers for comic relief, and it wasn't needed. You have characters like Ned, even Tom Holland Spider-Man has enough comic relief to, it's not needed. It's not needed to fill the story. It wasn't needed to progress the story in any way, and it just felt a bit shoehorned in just to fill up a bit more time for this film. The only other actor I really want to touch on is Jake Gyllenhaal and Samuel L. Jackson. Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio, just perfect. He's a solid actor, Jake Gyllenhaal, absolutely brilliant actor. But when he had to overact for Mysterio, because that's what Mysterio was like, it was perfect. It was spot on. When he was taking it back to being a bit more manic, absolutely brilliant. I'd love to see him develop more character, and I'd love to see him in a more psychotic role, is the best way I can describe it. He's just brilliant. He's just a great actor, and he plays the part perfectly. And to be fair, when it was character interaction scenes, especially between him and Tom Holland as Spider-Man Mysterio, he made the scenes for me. It wasn't Tom Holland sort of stepping into the light. It was Jake Gyllenhaal, and it was just a great portrayal of Mysterio. It was fantastic and spot on. Samuel L. Jackson, nice to see him doing a little bit outside of, because we've seen Nick Fury all the time being this one type of character every every Marvel movie he's been in, but in this one he was a little bit looser and a little bit, and there's reasons for that, which is great, and it may help explain the way Nick Fury was in this film, and it was brilliant, and it was nice to see Samuel L. Jackson doing something different with Nick Fury, and that was great. We also had Maria Hill back, which was brilliant, and they always bounce off each other very, very well. There's a great scene with them, and it epitomises what they are meant to represent within the MCU, so that was great. So yeah, so the acting was really, really good. There is two distinct parts to this film, and you can tell when the film breaks from being a romantic comedy back into a superhero film, and it's perfect. And it works. I wouldn't say perfect, I'd say it works. Costuming, can't fault it. Fantastic. Every MCU film, costuming is absolutely amazing. Spider-Man's suits are amazing. The stealth suit and his latest upgraded suit, absolutely perfect. We've seen it from the movie, from the trailers where he has a glide and everything. Perfect. So I can't fault any of the costuming in this. And Mysterio's costume, just amazing. It's perfect for Mysterio. It is a perfect comic book to movie adaptation. That is how it should be done. Plain and simple. That is how you develop a character without going too off the wall or not developing it enough. That is how you do a comic book to movie representation of a suit. It is just phenomenal. It's just perfect. Musical score, yeah, all right. Again, nothing blew me away. Nothing was like, oh yeah, that's a perfect bit of music. There is one small bit of music in this which is just, they couldn't pick better. And Tom Holland, when he hears this piece of music, just yeah. Without, as I say, this is spoiler free, so I don't want to go into it too much, but you'll know it when you hear it, and it's just perfect. This is brilliant. So will I be getting this on Blu-ray? Heck yes. It's a Spider-Man movie at the end of the day. It's, you know, it's a very good Spider-Man movie. Is it better than Homecoming? For me, no. I'd say Homecoming was a lot better. What am I going to give it out of 10? Now, I debated this all the way home. After seeing the film, I drove in the car and I was debating, is it a 7 or is it an 8? What takes it from it? It's a solid 7, no doubt about it. It is a solid 7. Does it have that step to being an 8? And I spoke to one of my friends about this, and surprisingly enough, he actually said the exact same thing that I was thinking, and it is not an 8. It's a 0.5, and it's only dragged up to a 0.5 because of the end credit scenes. When you see this film, you will understand why, but it is a solid 7. It's creeping to an 8, but it's not quite there. It's just missing something, and I don't know if it's because the film does split in two, if that's the reason, or if it's something else that's missing. I just can't put my finger on it, and as I say, I did debate a long time over this, so I want to give it a solid 7, but it's probably a 7.5. I don't know if I'll do 0.5 reviews, but hey, can all change. So, with that, Spider-Man Far From Home, brilliant film, well worth going to watch. It's a 7, nearly an 8. Acting's great, movie's just great, and yeah guys, go and enjoy it. I hope you really enjoy this movie review. If you do, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for more, and with that guys, geek out. Start again, you dickhead.